That's right. It's episode 15 of USFA.
USFAPN.
Let's
Let's go.
go. Oh, my man Stax is here today. Mr. Rye Hoglol is on his honeymoon. That's right. There's now a Mrs. Hoglol in the world. But I'm so grateful to have Stax here today. Stax, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Once again, congratulations to the homie Rye. And I'm happy to be here. It's been a while since I've been here, so don't trip me up too much, man.
Oh, I won't, but we've been missing you, man. You're the man. I tuned into a game maybe a week or two ago, and it
Mhm.
was such a cool experience feeling the energy that you were bringing with the call playing, but like also with bringing in the audience. I think that's such a unique part of like the USFA is like having somebody, on the mic, also running the sim that's really like bringing in the community into the whole experience. How do you feel about that?
I wanted to bring a different swing to it because your average, simulation league, they're pretty much keen in on the gameplay, and I, as am I, I'm definitely keen in on it. But it's the people that make it so much better for me. When I see the chatter, when I see the crazy plays, when I see all the random stuff that could go through in any sort of Twitch stream or YouTube, whatever, like it just makes it so much better to do. So I'm just happy to do it.
Well, it absolutely does. I think it's a great, part of the experience. And we've experienced quite a number of games in week 13 of season 8. We're actually going to hop into those right now. So,
Let's
starting us
do it.
off all the way, and our first game is going to be Tacoma at Pittsburgh. We're 0-0. Stacks, what's going on?
Yeah, after a solid drive here from Tacoma, they're going to punch it in. Real easy carry there by Lamar Davis, who was pretty much been showing out all season long. I'm happy for him. You could use a little bit more just in his updating, but so far he's been a beast here for Tacoma.
Been a beast he has. Yeah, that was Davis. But let me talk about the other player on Pittsburgh over here. Maybe not the same position, but putting in the same impact. Anthony Stank with the touchdown. Um, stanking up the air zone in Pittsburgh, an industrial city, big gas clouds. Anthony Stank taking it home. That's what I like to see. What went down in this third play, though, that we
Mhm.
got for us?
Yeah, right here should be another handoff there to the homie Lamar Davis, who hit that hole like someone stole something, and he punched his way into that end zone for number 2 on the day. He's been doing everything he can this season to try to separate himself from the best halfbacks, and this was a good showcase for that for sure.
Absolutely breaking and entering into the end zone, breaking that hole open. But let's see what went down. Pittsburgh had the ball, and we just saw Davis, but guess who's back from the 50-yard line? Deep bomb going to none other than Anthony Stank. Oh, I can smell it from here. Yo,
Thank you
killing
for
it. All right, in our fifth
Oh,
play.
big play right here that really set the tone here in the ball game. Tacoma and Pittsburgh was tied throughout most of the third quarter, going into the fourth, and Tacoma needed to get into field goal range. All they really needed was 3 to potentially win it, but they did real good to get them a little bit more than that. You should see in that next clip coming up.
Oh, and the next clip coming up as we get a view of the stands, we had Tacoma at the 10-yard line. It's the fourth quarter with less than a minute to go, and pass down to Davis for the touchdown, erupting in the end zone. What a game, yo, blowing it up. And that's pretty much like how it went, right? Like, let me pull this thing up.
I believe that was the last major play, but yes, that was a real good job. I believe Pittsburgh, they tried to get the ball with one more play, but they ended up fumbling it. And
Mm.
that's the score right there. You see the stats for Lamar Davis. I called them out early. 27, that was supposed to be carries. Sorry about that. 225 rush yards and 3 touchdowns. Just a beast. Definitely his best game this season. Unfortunate for Tacoma, they won't be making the playoffs, but it's good that they have some momentum. Pittsburgh's still trying to find some.
Absolutely. And, Tacoma and Pittsburgh both eliminated from the playoffs for those that are just catching up. So Tacoma is in a 5-8 situation, and the Roughnecks fall to 3-10. That's the lowest in the league, right?
Yes, tied with New York. They'll be tied with the worst record in the league.
Well, only up from here. But let's talk about an up and coming player um, on this. Maybe not up and coming, perhaps well established, but we had Arizona with the ball against Tampa Bay. They were right there in the end zone, ready to get it. But instead, Gooden with the fumble recovery keeps going and going, but eventually gets outrun by a meaty number 12. Like, yo, he caught up with them, right?
Yeah, Spike Tillman there with the tackle, one of those speedy wide receivers. It was crazy. It was off the helmet of one of those linemen. It was intercepted. Money Mills, he'll see if he tries to make up for it later in the game, but that was a crazy play after a good drive.
Good drive there. Oh, you got this one.
Yeah. So Tampa Bay after that INT hits the homie Earl, the Pearl.
Oh,
Went too easy. Number 6 gets it done. Having a little bit of an up and down campaign, but he's still a top 10 receiver in my book for sure. And definitely has a top 2 quarterback to throw it to him and James West. But a great drive off the INT.
yeah, I just want to pay like a claim to this right here. If you look closely, there's like water on the lens, like really adding to the realism of this game. But coming up
Yes.
next, we had, Tampa Bay with the ball.
Right here, I believe this is going to be another bad play. Yes, it is going to be intercepted. And I believe that was Thor Brown with that immaculate dive for that catch. That was ridiculous and helps sets up something big here for Tampa, trying to keep that game going.
Oh, absolutely. And thanks for clarifying there. This time, Tampa Bay, does have the ball, and it's going back the 10-yard line. Quick pass over to Sparrow.
Yeah, Bronson Sparrow with that quick out route there. That's one of the harder routes to stop in the game of football, especially
Hmm.
if you have someone that's really, really quick. Get that nice explosion to get them open, and all you need is just a little bit of opening with that pass, and they'll get the job done.
Just a dash needed, right?
Just a dash needed. Speaking of dash, bunch of the end big homie number 24. He's a little bit up and down as well, but Tampa Bay, one of their strongest points is that run game led by him and Copeland. And you see right there, Tampa's already up 21-3 right before the half.
Yeah.
Then it looks
And
like
then
it's going to
Arizona
be
with the ball, getting it to, Snow himself and just falling down all the way. What was that? It must have been 47. How many yards do you think that was?
yeah, that was around like 48, 49 yards there for sure. Another big play by another wildly halfback who's having a career season.
And he wasn't done right in this upcoming play.
You gotta feed the man, and this was crazy enough. Like he got knocked down at the one, he got back up. I don't know how he did it, but he did it, and he punched it in for this touchdown. And Arizona, they said they're not going to give up on the ball game. And this was a great score before the half.
Oh, absolutely. With the touchdown. Um, continuing the trend with Arizona at the 45-yard line, teeing off right to,
Mm,
Swervy, just working his way through none other than McGowan, who'll be going into the end zone with a nice fat 7-point drive right there.
McGowan, indeed, do McGowan. Like that was just a ridiculous play. Jordan Vinny tried to tackle him before he could hit the end zone, and he was like, "Nah, I'm just going to score on you." Setting up another play here. I don't quite remember this one, but yes, it does look like a pass. And this one here, they tried to go for it on 4th down, and Money Mills just could not find his mark there. Unfortunate, but we'll see if they can continue
Mm.
on here.
And it was 16-21, Tampa Bay up, still in the same position. After this one, we had, okay,
Yeah, looks
yep,
like Tampa Bay got the ball,
yep.
And I believe this is not going to go in favor of the homies in Tampa. No, will not.
Nope.
Stripped.
Oh, strip search, TSA. Yeah, man.
Take them down. And that was a great strip. And it gives Arizona some life here in less than 3 minutes. It was a really good game.
Absolutely, that was good. And with the fumble recovery, and speaking of Arizona players at the 20-yard line, they snap back, launches into position a rocket that goes straight to McGowan.
McGowan do be McGowan. And once again, like Money Mills, he didn't have a lot on this plate when the season started, but to see how he turned this Arizona team alive after all those trades and all the stuff that they went through before the season started, you can't be mad at the progress. He's one of the best in the league. He's shown it here.
Damn. Yo, mad respect. Well, what happened on the last one?
And once again, it's probably another play that's not going to favor the homies. It's another fumble, and that is going to help Arizona potentially wrap this one up. They still have some timeouts, and I believe I got that last play too as well with the big homie. But it was going to be a first down play right after that, and
Uh,
Arizona held on.
yeah, they
Uh,
won. Yeah, you tell them how it ended.
Yeah, so essentially, Arizona got the ball back after that fumble, and they picked up a crazy first down, which was about 15 yards. But he ended up fumbling the football, but it got reviewed and it proved that it did not fumble it. So
Mm.
they pretty much kept him the ball and they kneeled it out. But once again, great job to Arizona getting the W. It was the West versus East matchup here. Arizona keeps on streaking. They're going to make the playoffs, as is Tampa. Both of them are in the number 2 seeds. And yeah, great job by both of these teams. They both fought hard. Tampa, they kind of lost their muster in the late portion of the game, but it's progress. They're a young team.
Absolutely. And the thing that I thought most impressive was Arizona coming back from a 21-3 deficit.
You got
That's
need heart to do that.
yeah, crazy hard. And you said Mills is the quarterback, Arizona?
Yes, it is. You see right there in the stat line, over 350 yards. He did throw the 2 picks, but that was in the first half. He threw 2 touchdowns to get them back into it. Snow pumped it in with the rushing touchdown. I mean, that's a team victory. You really can't ask for too much.
Yeah, absolutely. So Arizona moving to 9-4, Tampa to 7-6, which sets up our third game.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
which you want to start us off? This is Dallas versus New York.
I'll put this disclaimer in the beginning. I'm so sorry, New York. This is not turning out very well for you, but you could kind of see right here, Ulf Jacobson putting the skates on the boy that he wasn't even looking at. Like, this is the type of game that Ulf Jacobson could bring to you. I always say ULF for a reason, and that's why.
Oh, oh, nice. Well, coming up to follow through at the 45-yard in the other end zone, we had Fowler with a massive touchdown, really killing it, and then doing that move at the end. Gotta love it.
He's too old to be doing the whipping nay out here, man. He needs to step his dance game up. But here's
Well,
a carry here. Well, actually, not carry. It's going to be a pass attempt, and it looks like New York is still going to fight in the early portion of the ball game. Giovanni Walker, the tight end number 2 here for New York, and at this point, it looked like it was okay. Like, they gave up a couple
yeah.
scores, and then they scored themselves. And then it kind of did not turn out the
And
way they
and
really
what
wanted to. And you can kind of look at that play right there. Isaiah Fowler double dipping, just burning the defense. You really can't. You can't touch him if he's that deep in the defense. He's pretty much gone.
damn, so deep in the defense. And I'm wondering what's the story behind New York only having 6 points? They missed the extra point. They went for two.
They missed the extra point. It doinked
Ah,
off the right uprights, and you see right there. Guess who?
Walker.
But this time it was a penalty on top of it, so they got 15 more. Neil Mason, he had a game he wish he could forget.
Damn. But, coming up then in the, oh, we're on the sixth play already? All right. Well, guess who else, as the Rye would say, the Viking Lord himself, Ulf Jacobson,
You you
ULF,
got
pummeling into the end zone with a nice touchdown there, which led Dallas with the ball again.
Yep. It didn't turn out very pretty, like I said in the beginning, but he's going to launch it again. Should be another bucket. And just a little breakdown: the quarterback DJ Church and that wide receiver there, Jerry Riggs, they went to the same college back when we had our
Oh,
collegiate league, so they got the connection from the CSFA, our former collegiate league, going on, and right there it worked out very well.
damn, absolutely. That's so sick, man. That's like a long-term like sim tradition. Those are like
Yes.
OGs of the game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones. So, um, in our eighth clip, we've got New York with the ball, does a double fake handoff, and then none other than our special guest tonight, the Krimm
Mm-hmm.
Reaper, comes in with a huge sack.
Shout out to Krimm as well. One of the few players over 10 sacks on the season. He's looking to try to put something going on to see if he could push for that number 2 spot next week. But right now he's relegated to number 3.
Well, we have none other than ULF again with the ball, taking it down, a massive chunk of yards for another touchdown. But
The cheat code.
I talked about Krimm in the first highlight. Guess who's coming up on the second one? What do you think about this play?
It's pure hustle, and that's one of the reasons why I love Tom Riddell, Andre Krimm in this league. He hustles on the field just like he does off the field. Just watch this from the top, and you see right there, getting off of a block, running the running back down and punching it out. That was just ridiculous. That one of my favorite plays I've seen this year, and it's not even a huge play because it went out of bounds, but that's just heart.
Just heart, man. Oh man, that's sick. Yeah, look at that again. So anyway, Dallas was up 36-6, and New York had the ball. Passed on
Yoink.
over. Who's that? Storm
That
raining
is
down
the
lightning,
Jackson Storm. Yeah.
taking it to the 50, which led to New York again with the ball.
Did I send it again? I don't know if I sent it again. Did I?
Let's see. No, this is a different
No,
one. This
it's
is
a different one. I forgot.
this
Yeah.
is Mangum. Mangum with the interception. Another one. So just playing ferociously. I guess we didn't include the kick at the end because at the end of the day, the score was 39 Dallas, 6 Mafia. What'd you think of this game?
Dallas, good job. You still have a shot in the playoffs with this victory. You were the favorites for sure. New York, you still got a lot of work to do. I forgot how many games this is in a row that you've lost, but you still have the last week 14, and then you can prep for the off season. But once again, great job. You see the stats on the left side there for Dallas, just a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards, and this is one of their more complete games we've seen from Dallas. If they could do it again next week, and Anchorage, they could find themselves losing to Huntington Beach, we might see the gray and neon green here in the playoffs. You never know.
Never know because, well, what we do know is New York continues on that downslide with a 7-game losing streak. They fall to 3-10, so they're the other ones that are tied for the lowest record in the league. Dallas remains in the fight with a 6-7 record, which sets us up for, last episode, Rye was like, "Yo, if Anchorage wins, then I don't owe any money to them." So let's just see what happened with Anchorage. We had Charlotte versus Anchorage. Charlotte with the ball, 0-0, 10 minutes into the second. No points scored until Kai Coco comes in with the touchdown to set it off. And this was an explosive bout between two foes. In our second clip, what happened here, Stacks?
Just a beautiful play by one of the top quarterbacks in the league, laying it out to who else? Vic Dotson. You know who it is. I ain't got to go into all the craziness, but he is one of those top players in the league, and really great improvisational play there from Charlotte to keep the drive alive. It could have been a lot worse.
It was Dotson. All right. Well, either way, Charlotte had the ball, and they launched a deep dart out to. I thought this was Dotson, but this could be Roland. No, it is Dotson.
It's definitely Dotson. I don't get him confused now. That's my
Oh,
boy
my
right
bad. That's
there.
my bad. That's my bad.
Nah, it's all good. But you see
Oh,
right
look
there,
at those. All
Concord.
right, hold on. We gotta go back.
Don't be mad at the
Look at
drip. That's drip. That's drip right there.
yo. That is so
Don't
sick. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like I have those shoes, or I used to at least. They weren't
yeah,
like
me too.
I need to get these as golf kicks. But I will say that like this is so sick. The fact that like and look in the background, like their cleats in the background aren't bad, but like these black and yellow, uh, you know, like Wu-Tang colors, this is sick.
Yes, I love them. I had to put them on when I was creating my players. Like, yep, I'm getting the ones. I don't care what happens. I'm putting the ones on. Wish I could get fours though. That would be cool if I got some fours.
Well, speaking of fours, we got our fourth play of the game. This one going to none other than Dotson himself for a touchdown for Charlotte, putting them up by a sizable percentage against Anchorage.
I didn't want to talk too much about Vic, but that was kind of the story of this particular game. Anchorage had no answer for Hank Falco and Vic Dotson, nor did they have answer on that play there. The Doc Boone, number one, the halfback, he's been balling out. He's going to be looking to increase his total from what he did this season next year. He's had a few up and down games, but now that he's subbed and going to get it more consistently, I see big things from Doc Boone next season.
Big things from Doc Boone. Well, Anchorage was not without answer in this, you know, Hail Mary of a play that ended with Cool Beans taking in the touchdown with 19 seconds to go. Number 12, I think, that's so sick. Like it's one thing to just play a game and lose. It's another thing to, at least, register some points and show heart.
A
So
lot of people are going to say that's garbage time, but every point matters, especially going into the next week. You want as much momentum as you can. And once again, good job from Charlotte getting the job done. They're going to continue on their win streak. And Anchorage, they got a battle. If they don't beat Huntington Beach, which ironically they did beat them earlier in the season, if they can't beat them again, and Dallas, they figure out a way to beat Pittsburgh again, it might keep Anchorage out of the playoffs, but interesting enough, we will have two more additions from our last expansion group going into the playoffs this season, regardless. That's cool.
well, there it is. So, ultimately, Anchorage losing absolves me of all my debts. So let that be known for the record. And I will say that Anchorage and Charlotte being the same 6-7 record is pretty interesting. But Charlotte has the late push for the number 2 seed. So we'll have to see how it goes. But let's talk about our fifth game, our closeout, the one we saved, the biggest one of the evening, coming in strong. Stacks, why don't you take us off?
Just to start it out, this was pure defense to start it out. It was really, really slow in regards to getting points on the board. And then it eventually started clicking going towards the second quarter. You see right here, they're going to pass it. And it went off of a guy for Huntington Beach. And Namie was in the perfect spot to catch it in the first clip there. And that kind of got the ball rolling from there. As you can see, this is going to be a long one. And it was worth every second, even if it was worth me calling for a 2-hour stream. It is what it is. It happens. But Huntington Beach, they were able to get the ball back after the field goal. They both trade field goals, actually. They're going to punch it right to the 1-yard line. They tried to get it there, but just a little shy to Matt Grigsby, one of those young wide receivers there. And then they believe they do punch it in right after that.
Mm-hmm.
So with the running back gain to up to no good.
Giving them up 10-3 on this, and St. Louis has the ball hailed out real deep, but intercepted by Williams by Huntington Beach. In
His
the
first interception of his career in that ball game. Very, very good job. I remember drafting him when I was the Huntington Beach team owner, and I was wondering if he was going to get one, but he finally got it.
he finally got it. But who else got it was Tell me about the quarterback of St. Louis.
Oh man, naming
Oh,
McName, naming Nameson. Now I was talking about the halfback for a second, but the homie Rebecca Montaigne is the greatest quarterback in USFA history. There is no comparison, but right there, you see the player just threw a whole body weight at her, just make sure she gets to the ground. That was hilarious. But
there was
she's one of the
Marsettville
best
with the
to
set.
ever do it.
Oh, you go. Sorry, I screwed that up. Go
Oh
ahead,
no, you're
man.
good. You're good. We see right there, though, up to no good, up to no good. And he punched it through into the end zone. A great blocking set there from those outside players to set him free. And as you can see, Huntington Beach, they started out pretty good. Didn't really turn out that way a little bit later, though.
Yeah, well, I'll just say the name ball of the week goes to Upton. Oh, good, because when I heard you call this game, you said no good, and I thought about his name, and it's up UP to TONO like Upton, and then
Mm-hmm.
oh good is his last name, like up to no good. I didn't know that, so that goes to the name ball, man. That's such a killer name.
Yeah, that's why I say up to no good is up to no good. That's that's
Yeah.
that's kind of like the thing I like to throw out there. It's cool.
Yeah, so sick. All right. Well, what came down with this player right here? You might know a thing about him.
I know a lot of them, and he's a beast for a reason. That's going to be Namey McNamerson for the long term bucket right there. And surprisingly enough, Huntington Beach normally doesn't get caught like that. Like
Yeah.
they normally are very sound in the run game. Definitely surprised a lot of folks' eyes there, but hey, St. Louis is going to take the spoils in that play. They're going to try to get back into it, but they did give up the field goal on the next drive.
But
So
St.
they're back on
Louis
again.
was, within range though, and
Mhm,
they handed it off to Lancelot, getting the
mhm.
ball right at the, between the one and the two, right?
Yes, sir. Sir Lancelot, definitely a top five receiver in regards to talent. I would say top three talent wise, but he's been having a little bit of up and down campaign, but he's still up there in yards. So you got to show some love to the homie. Shout out to First Freight. That's his player.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they punched it in. Did they punch it in? Yes, they punched it in to the end zone after that. And then they tried to run it, but Preston Dotson, my other baby, he was like, "Nah, I ain't got time for that." So,
Dang, no time.
but as you can see right there, now it's 7 seconds, and in the fourth quarter, St. Louis needs the field goal to go into overtime, and Daniel Carlstown, perfect on the spot, knocks it through, and we got to go to quarter number 5 in this one.
Quarter number 5. And what was up with the first drive? Was St. Louis with the ball?
Yes, actually, no, I take that back. Huntington Beach started with the ball, and they ended
Oh,
up getting stopped. And then you see right
punting it.
here, St. Louis got the ball back. One of their first plays gets them right back into Huntington Beach territory here. And at this point, it was like, okay, Huntington Beach, you're not looking very pretty.
Damn, 20-yard line. Why not kick a field goal? Would that have allowed them to get a redemption?
No, at this point, since Huntington Beach started with the football, it would have been next score wins. Me personally, I'm still trying to figure out why St. Louis's offense is still on the field. They're well in field goal range. They got even closer with this play by Namey. And you see Huntington Beach trying to punch that ball out. Didn't work out. And here it is, fourth and goal coming up. And okay, at this point, okay, you could take the field goal. You're going to
Yeah.
win the game, but I guess St. Louis got a little disrespected or felt disrespected. They tried to pass and it was incomplete. And if you heard the live broadcast on that, like it was not a very pretty sight. But we keep the game going. Still in the fifth quarter, first overtime. 2 minutes left in Huntington Beach. They're trying to drive, and then that doesn't work out for them. Right on third down, they got to punt it. So they got to put it back to St. Louis, and I believe this is St. Louis's ball here right before the overtime ends. Is right? No, it's
Oh,
Huntington
Huntington.
Beach, and they're looking for the pass here, 3rd and 2. he makes a crazy move, and he's going to find Levante Lewis there, the backup halfback. Surprised that was going to happen. I thought he was going to get sacked, but a great awareness there from Action Jackson Jr., who is also having a great season.
Oh, excellent. So fine,
Yeah.
not finally, but you tell us about what happened next.
Yeah, this play right here was pretty crazy. I'm not even going to lie to you. This is where it gets to the breakdown. We're in overtime, numero dos at this point, and Montaigne's going to try middle of the field, and you see the homie Kevin Lee's going to keep pushing. Strong movements there from St. Louis, and then it looked a little bit like in the beginning of overtime when St. Louis got the football. They started moving the ball pretty nicely, and then I believe they made a pretty bad play coming up after that. And then let's see, actually, this is Huntington Beach back. So there was an interception in between this that gave the play that you're seeing right here that puts Huntington Beach back in field goal range, and then they end up kicking the field goal. And then that is going to be the end of week number 13.
So it was so one team was like, "Okay, I'll kick a field goal," and the other team was like, "No, we're gonna go for it."
It's still being discussed in the Discord as we're doing this recording.
That's interesting.
But yeah, fun game. Oh, outside
So,
of the craziness there, real fun game. Both
mhm.
teams they fought out really hard, and this is a potential matchup we could see for the last game of the season in the United Bowl. So keep this in mind, folks. Huntington Beach and St. Louis put it all out on the line, and if we see this again, don't be surprised if it's another banger like this.
It's crazy to me that Huntington Beach is on a 9-game winning streak. Like, what do you think about that? Is that one of the highest?
It's one of the highest. It's definitely the highest this season for sure. It's not as high as last season where the homies in Charlotte went 13-1. I believe they got up to 11. But real solid job nonetheless. Huntington Beach, they got to keep their heads on a swivel though. Normally, when you have long streaks, you're gonna roll a loss eventually. So hopefully for them, it doesn't occur in the playoffs. But worst case scenario, there still should be a real strong team.
It was a different league, but I had a 16-game winning streak as like the coach of like a team. That was pretty sick. But let's talk about this league here. So Huntington Beach takes home field advantage for the playoffs in the number one seed in the Western Conference. St. Louis, clear cut number one team in the East. Stacks. Yo, what a crazy week it was, and what an awesome experience it was equally to have you on as our co-host for this evening. How you doing? You got any closing thoughts for our viewers?
Best of luck to both Dallas and Anchorage. It's going to be a fun ride of games. We're going to be getting them rolling starting tomorrow with the record, and then we'll be hitting YouTube, Twitch, all the good stuff. We'll see which one makes to the playoffs. I don't know who's going to win the United Bowl, but right now you see in that last game, those are the top two teams. It won't surprise me if one or both of them make the United Bowl.
Absolutely. Well, let's transition before our outro to our guest interview with the Krimm Reaper. And we're joined here with the Krimm Reaper himself. Mr. Krimm, how are you doing this evening?
Well, considering the night I had, I'm surviving.
You're surviving. You want to kind of talk us through what's on your mind today?
Well, I'm just going to cut to the chase. I was convicted of tampering, and I'm guilty. It wasn't intentional, but it did happen. I was talking to a player in the Dallas locker room after the game. I let the guys know that I was getting a franchise. They were all happy for me. And after our game, he says to me, it would be nice if I could team up with you. And, and we both got excited about that. And then I wasn't thinking about the tampering rule. And I should have been. And I've already apologized to Parm. and to the Dallas locker room. I've apologized to the league staff as well, and I've also left out a written statement. I do apologize sincerely to the league, and that's why I'm here today.
I appreciate you. You know, it takes courage to be able to admit when you're wrong and to, you know, not like check the boxes, but to like have the intention to be able to amend for what you know, consider to be wrong. Are there any other steps you're planning to do to kind of share your message with the league?
I figured the best thing to do was leave the written statement and come on here, and because you reached the entire league, and then after that, I'm not going to talk about it again. It's water under the bridge. I've been punished, and I'm gonna work on my expansion team and get it ready for season 9.
I love it. I love it. And just for one of the admins here, I appreciate you for doing that. We kind of talked about it in the voice chat a couple of days, like when it actually happened. And you know, we already know that this is a league full of mistakes. We all make mistakes, and we're not going to hold it over your head. You already know that you're one of the top people here. We appreciate you here, and we
I
do love
appreciate
you
that.
taking accountability for what you've done. And you know, it's a small punishment. Could have been a lot worse, and you can still bounce back and have your team go very, very far. So don't let it hang over your head. Just so
Well, to be honest, you guys, you guys were very cordial with me when it comes to this. You guys could have come down and laid the hammer on me, taking cap, taking higher picks. But I appreciate the fact that you showed some leniency, and I thank you for that.
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Just happy that you're here. You know, like just like I said, it's a learning experience. It's your first time here over in the USFA, getting your own team. We're not going to kill you just because it's your first time. You know, just don't do it again. But outside
It
that,
won't happen again.
Well, Krimm, you know,
I've been spanked once. That's enough.
well, Krimm, you know, I'm wishing you the best of luck in your team to come. Are there any closing thoughts you have for our viewers today?
Just to get ready. When my team hits the field, you guys will know it.
There we go. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to covering you guys. You know, we've got a lot of highlights of you this week, but you know, we're going to have, you know, highlights of your team to come in the future. So, Krimm, thanks so much for hopping on and for
Thank you,
standing up.
guys.
And you know, wishing you the best of luck till the next one.
Later,
All right.
Krimm. We'll talk to you in a bit. We'll hit the chat again. We'll talk about it. It's cool.
Yep.